I literally don't understand why I'm so broke. I make good money, but I still have none. That's what I sounded like before I realized these 5 things I was doing that was keeping me broke. The first thing I didn't know that was keeping me broke was streaming services. People have all these streaming services to watch one show on each one. How about you stop watching so many shows and go outside? Because I just have YouTube, and if there's a movie I really want to watch, you can just rent it on there for like $3. The second thing is meal delivery services. You're paying 20 extra dollars just to not have to drive somewhere, and then your food is getting there cold. This includes grocery delivery. I understand some people get it for free, but my store doesn't. Why would I get it delivered if I have the time to go myself? Third thing, which is kind of controversial, is drinks. I don't buy any soda, juice, or anything for our house. Also, neither of us drink alcohol, which is very expensive. This one might sound crazy, but I don't have excessive hygiene products. I am always clean, but why would I have 20 different body washes? They're all doing the same thing. This last one may seem obvious, but it's last minute groceries. We have 2 rules. We don't get anything off the list. We never go to the grocery store hungry. If you go to the grocery store hungry, everything is gonna look good just because you're hungry. You're gonna be getting a bunch of extra stuff that's gonna go bad in your fridge.
We're seeing these real stories. People are spending more than they can afford. And they're doing this by taking out ridiculous loans, they're putting it on a credit card, and they're pretty much getting what they want now and not thinking of the consequences. It's very important, especially during today's economy, during the recession, to not overspend more than you have. Now, this all means that you may have to cut back. Maybe you have to skip the coffee, maybe skip the dessert, and don't buy new clothes every single week. Clothes last a long time, so just use the ones that you have and you can keep using it for years and years, and you don't have to replace them every single month. Only replace them when they're no longer needed. I've been using the same shoes for 10 years now almost, and they look pretty old, but I'm saving a lot of money not buying new shoes every single year. And that is the same case with shirts, shorts. All of these things can last a very long time with proper maintenance. Let me know in the comments down below how you're doing and take a look at the rest of these clips.
My husband and I were spending over $3,000 a month on eating out. And the only reason why I found this out was because I started tracking our spendings. We're trying to pay off all our credit card debt by the end of the year. We don't have a crazy amount, but we do have like a good amount, if that makes sense. And so I started tracking our spending, and that like shocked me to the core, but it's probably happening to you too, and you just don't realize it. And it sounds like a lot of money, but when in the grand scheme of things, like if you're picking up something cute, silly little to eat on their way home for lunch, that's already like $10 for yourself at least. And then if you're doing it for 2 people, that's like $20. And then for dinner, if you're like, let me grab something on the way home, yeah, that's like around roughly like $40-50 a day if you're doing that daily or 4 times a you do the math, okay? Yeah. So when I realized that, I was like, oh, we got to stop, because what do you mean $3,000 or just to go out to eat plus groceries? So now it was such a hard habit to break, like really, really, really hard. But the only way I was able to break this is every single time I was tempted to go out to eat, I would always ask myself, can I make this at home for less than $10? And if the answer was yes, which 9 times out of 10 it was yes, I wouldn't go out to eat. I would just force myself, because then I realized how expensive it was getting. Anyways, food for thought. If you are wondering where you're spending, where all your money is going, it's probably going out to eat. So have a wonderful rest of your day.
This message is for somebody. Stop spending money that you don't have. What I notice is people go to the grocery store. Some people holding up the line because they telling the cashier to take half of their groceries off. Is that fair to the employee? Because you're not tracking your money, you don't know what's in your account. You should know how much money you have. And I guarantee you, people that's out here spending all this money, they're going to call their rental office and tell them, I'm going to be late. You're going to be late because you're overspending, not tracking your money. Okay? Stop spending money you don't have. Know what's in your account. Track your money. That's my tip. for the day.
How do I stop myself from spending money and actually save the money? My friends ask me this question all the time. They also tell me I should be a financial advisor, so I'm gonna be giving you guys my advice. You remember anything from this video and put it to use? Conscious spending saves you a lot of money. What I mean by conscious spending is not limiting yourself on how much you spend, but being aware of how much you spend. I write down every single thing I buy. I don't have to do this to the extreme that I do it, but I literally write for January, I write my budget out, and then I track everything that I spent in the month of January. Getting into perspective of how much I was spending made it a lot easier for me to hold back sometimes. Being said, I do budget during the month. There's a few guidelines that I like to use when I budget. When I get paid, I put 50 to 70% in my checking account and 30 to 50% in my savings account. In the 30 to 50%, I budget that too. If you don't know where to start, here's some things to think about when you're budgeting. How many times a month do I get gas? How many times a month do I get groceries? And whatever other subscriptions, things that regularly occur in your bank account do you have? For example, I'll usually set aside $80 for gas, $100 for groceries since I split it with my roommate and it's a little bit cheaper. What else I have left in there, I will save for any wants. Budgeting is really fun, and at the end of the month, I go through and calculate all of the things I've spent. I did better or worse than the month before. What I recommend is opening a high yield savings account. So every month I get like $25 back just for having the money in the account. At the end of the year, I make an extra $200, $300. I was not always this financially literate, but learning about it and starting it is the hardest part. I hope you liked my advice. I have a goal of saving $10,000 by the end of this year, which I will be updating at the end of the year. So if you want to see videos like that, follow me.
Yo, y'all shouldn't be wasting y'all money buying mad gifts for Christmas. A lot of y'all doing this shit to yourselves. You still caught in this matrix, and society got y'all believing that you got to spend a shit ton of money, have a whole bunch of presents under your Christmas tree and shit. A lot of y'all just doing this shit for show. Y'all buying a bunch of presents under the tree just so y'all could wake up the next morning like, oh, look at all the presents we got for Christmas, trying to show like y'all got money when y'all know y'all don't. Y'all can't afford these presents and y'all buying all this shit for God knows what reasons. The only people, let me tell you something. After your child has the ability to say, Mama, can I have this? Or Dada, can I have this? That's all they need to get. They don't need to get a bunch of presents. Babies, yes, little newborn babies, yeah, sure, shower them with gifts, be my guest. But once your child gets to the point where he can say, can I have this or can I have that? That's all that should be on a goddamn Christmas tree. What you think this new Toy Story movie about to show y'all? Kids don't play with toys anyway. All they want is games and tablets. That's it. All these kids really use is tablets and games. Why y'all buying a whole bunch of shit? The daughter got Sprunkies, the son got goddamn Labubu's and shit. Why y'all wasting y'all money at the end of the day? And then y'all gonna say, oh, don't worry, in New Year's, I'm gonna file my taxes so I can have that money back. That's the most dumbest shit I ever heard. You about to waste money so you can get some money and waste it again because now you gotta catch up on the goddamn rent. You gotta catch up on the bills and shit. Why y'all wasting y'all money for these kids? And they ain't even do good throughout the school year anyway. Your kids was doing bad throughout the whole goddamn school year. You done been to the principal's office like a 90 million times and shit. And now you about to reward this motherfucker? Y'all doing it to yourselves, man. Y'all got to get out this habit for real.
I used to be a really big spendaholic until I heard this one tip, and it was the only tip that worked for me. So basically, when you get paid, you take care of your necessities. So gas, groceries, you pay your tithes, you pay your bills. After that, you set a weekly budget for anything that's not a necessity. So for me, that would be like nails, eyebrows, fast food, dinner dates, coffee dates, anything like that. Once you have your set amount, your set number for your budget, you go to the bank and you take it out in cash. This cash is to only be used for anything that's not a necessity. And this helped me out a lot because now I can see what I'm spending. And on weeks whenever I got too spendy happy with my fingers, I will open up my wallet and see that it was empty. And I knew that I couldn't go buy what I was about to buy, or I couldn't go and hang out with whoever I was about to hang out with. So if you have troubles with spending money, try this out and let me know if it works.
You don't need Aritzia, you don't need HomeSense, you don't need Lulu, you don't need Aloe, you don't need Dynamite, you don't need nothing. You don't freaking need it. And you know what you will realize? Put it in your cart, save it in like your list, and then literally weeks and a month will go by and you're like, oh, I'm still living without that dress. Oh, I'm still living without that freaking planter for my flowers. Oh, and it's like a epiphany. I was like, oh shit. It's been like a month and I haven't even had the use for what's in my cart. You don't need it. You didn't ever need it. And I haven't bought anything in a very long time. Like, I mean, like, accessories, clothing, shoes, makeup. Like, I've noticed my Visa bill is very low. So it was me. I was the issue. I am the problem. But I'm blaming my husband because, like, he buys coffee. You think, oh, just $50. That adds up. It was just $20. That adds up. Oh, $100 for this dress. It adds up, guys. So if you do that 4 times a month, there's going to be an additional $300-$400 plus on your Visa. That's what I've noticed. It's me. I was the problem. Oh my God. That's why our Visa bill is high. I was spending the money. And that's how you get your Visa bill low. Don't spend money.
This one's going to hit a nerve. If you owe somebody money, stop spending, pay them. If you owe somebody money, contact them and let them know that you're going to either do payment plans, that you want to give them a head start, that by this month you're going to do it. If you owe somebody money, I don't want to see you spending your tax money at Ross on clothes, on shoes. You pay that person back first. Why aren't you embarrassed? If you owe somebody money, pay them, because you're so damn lucky they're not freaking charging you interest just because it's your mom, just because it's your cousin, just because it's a conocido. You're willing to lose a friendship because you want to act, I don't know you. I owe you money? Well, I'm eating at Red Lobster. You look so ridiculous. Freaking grow up and start paying, because that person wants to do a favor, and I can't believe that you're forgetting it. I can't believe that it's more important for you to show off. It's more important for you to get that Starbucks. It's more important for you to go out than to freaking get your stuff together first. Because honestly, that's not fair. There's so many people that have to give money because, they're your friends, they want to help you out or whatever. And you guys take that for granted. That's embarrassing. Stop.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop shopping. Go home. Get offline. Stop spending money. No, you're not going to be using Affirm, Klarna, or Afterpay. No, you're not going to put it on your credit card. We're done. You're done. Everybody is good. Everybody has what they want. Everybody has what they need, and they're going to be okay. Save some for the birthday. Let's do that. Let's save some for the birthday. We're going to stop spending money and start spending time, because we need to have all the bills of December paid before the new year. Okay? So we're going to start doing gingerbread houses. We're going to start baking cookies. We're going to start watching Christmas movies. We're going to do all the Christmas traditions except the one that's called spend money. And some of y'all need to spend some time in the kitchen so you can start learning how to make Christmas dinner. Thank you, and you're welcome.
Here's some things I stopped spending money on as a 25-year-old, almost 3 years out of college, living in Chicago. I feel like the first two are pretty much on everybody's list, and that is nails and coffee out. When I calculated how much I was spending on coffee out, because I'm not just drinking like a regular coffee, okay? I need a yummy latte. If I went every day and it's like $6 at Starbucks, I don't know who I thought I was. So almost 2 years ago now, I spent $100 at Target on an espresso machine, and it was the best decision ever. And now I'm not even doing espresso shots. I'm just doing matcha and chais. For the nails, I would go like every 3-4 weeks, minimum $60, like easily 70. It got to the point where it was not a decision. Like I literally did not have the money to go again. So now I either do press-ons, which is what I have right now from Glamnetic, or I'll just paint my nails at home by myself. Next on the list, similar to nails, is waxing. It's obviously so much better, but it was just too much. So get yourself a good razor and watch some TikToks about it. You'll be good. Okay, buying alcohol for the house and also getting multiple drinks when you go out. We have like no alcohol in this house. It's just extra money, and I don't feel like we need to be drinking alcohol at home anyway. And then when I go out, I usually only get one drink. Yes, I'm boring. I don't care. Last thing is shopping, just for like no reason. Recently, I did get like a new pair of jeans. I did like a little Marshall's haul on a date night with my boyfriend. I will be getting like 3 new things for spring. but I just got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I also feel like my sizes are kind of changing, so it's justified. I used to just buy things all the time, ordering things online, just like whatever I saw on TikTok, whatever I saw on somebody else, I was like, I need that. Now I have a list of things I want in my notes app, and when I want something, I throw it in there, and I have to like think about it for a while. Yeah, the next time that I want to like treat myself, then I can get something off of the list. But yeah, that's all. I saw somebody else make a video like this, and I thought it was cool and maybe helpful for somebody. Cheers.
There are 5 things that I am no longer spending money on until I have dug myself out of this deep, deep hole of debt that I'm in. Start us off. Number 1, I stopped getting my nails done. I was going to the salon about every 3 to 4 weeks, spending about $80 every single time I was going. And you're probably like, Lorraine, if you're in that much debt, why were you spending $80? Dude, I don't know. I should have been putting all of that money towards debt. Second thing that I cut out was my hair. I have not gotten a haircut in almost a year, and even though it probably desperately needs it, I'm gonna do it at home. Maybe I'll regret it. Anyways, hair grows back. So, third thing that I am no longer buying is subscriptions. So, when my Costco subscription lapsed in the beginning of January, I did not renew it. I canceled my Amazon subscription and I canceled my Spotify subscription. All of those things added up were costing me $20, $30, $40 a month. And that's $40 a month that I could be putting towards my debt. So, if I want to buy something, I have to go to the store and get it. Don't need to be purchasing things in bulk all the time, because one of my biggest things was that I would just go to Costco because I was bored, and then I would walk out with $500 worth of stuff. And I do go to Costco, it's with either my boyfriend or my mom, and I only buy exactly what I need. The fourth thing that I'm no longer buying is books of any sort. I went to the library for the first time in years, and I got a library card. Now I can borrow books from the library, and I also got the Libby app. They have tons and tons of audiobooks on there for free. The fifth thing that I am no longer buying is duplicates of anything. So I have a really bad habit of like, oh, I see that cute new water bottle, I need it. No, I have a wonderful one right here. I have 5 at home. Why do I need another one? Glasses, I have a pair and I'm going to wear them until they break. Makeup, I'm going to use it until it's gone. I'm really trying to be intentional about what I bring into my house and not buying duplicates of anything. So that's 5 things that I will no longer be spending money on until I have dug myself out of this $83,000 hole that I am in. So what are some things that you've cut out of your budget to help you pay off debt? Let me know in the comments.
Here's some things that I no longer spend money on as someone who is being more intentional about my spending and trying to save some coins. Number 1, I don't do too much fast fashion anymore. It's been years since I've shopped at Shein, and I still try to find affordable pieces, but I always felt that their clothes was like too trendy and just not the best quality for myself. So now I have a capsule wardrobe, and when I shop, I buy like a piece or two here and there that I feel like will fit into my wardrobe. That just allows me to get more use and variety out of the things that I buy. 2, I don't do makeup hauls. I have been using many of the same products for years, and I just rebuy the things that I like and that I know work for my face. The hauls can get out of hand sometimes, and you don't need that much stuff. My makeup pouch is very condensed, but it works for me. So finding things that work for you that are like your tried and trues is always going to be better than continuously buying and searching for products that just end up in the bottom of your closet. 3, I am not influenced to buy anything on TikTok Shop. Truthfully, if I see a TikTok Shop ad, scroll, because half the stuff be nonsense anyway, but the other stuff is like, do I even need that for real? I don't need it for real. So I try very, very hard not to buy things just because an influencer is pushing it. And lastly, I'm going to stop buying costume jewelry because it always tarnishes. And I like to wear my jewelry, like I love rings, and now I'm just going to buy solid gold jewelry. Yes, it'll cost a little bit more, but you get more use out of it long term, which is a win-win in my eyes. So yeah, no more costume jewelry. What are some things that you're no longer spending money on?